The Michigan Attorney General just moments ago announcing the first criminal charges in connection with the Flint water crisis. 2 state officials and 1 local administrator facing a slew of felony and misdemeanor charges, including tampering with evidence. The city has been under a state of emergency for more than 4 months, and residents still have to use filtered or bottled water. The AG says more charges are to come.
These employees of the Department of Environmental Quality had a duty. They had a duty to protect the health of families and citizens of Flint. They failed. These charges are only the beginning, and there'll be more to come.
And in yet another major setback to Flint residents, a federal judge is dismissing their $150 million class action lawsuit over jurisdiction issues. So when, if ever, can residents be made whole? We're getting breaking analysis right now from federal defense attorney and constitutional law expert Pate. Paige, welcome to the show. Tell me about just the scope of this case. I mean, have we ever really seen anything quite like this?
I don't think so. Not where we're talking about this type of a criminal indictment against public officials for basically not doing their job. The allegation here is not that they intended to harm anyone, but that they attempted to cover up and falsify these test results, which led to the crisis. So we heard from the Attorney General today say this is just the beginning. So the one thing we want to be cautious about is making these folks scapegoats for the entire operation. I think we're going to see more criminal charges, and the investigation is ongoing. Well,
what about going after the government as a whole? I mean, do victims have any ability to do that, considering how badly their officials failed them?
Well, we're talking about 2 potentially different avenues that someone can take. One is the criminal case, and we've seen charges announced today. There may be other individuals who are charged, and through the criminal process, you can obtain restitution that can go to victims for health monitoring, for the illnesses that they suffered, for the harm that the water caused. But more directly, I know a lot of residents are wanting to pursue civil litigation, which often can be very difficult against public officials and the government, unless you can show that they were acting in a criminally negligent way.
So in other words, this case is an important precedent to then being able to follow up and get some kind of remuneration for, I mean, you know, what they went through, which is horrible, and nobody should have to go through that. What kind of restitution could they get in the event that they're able to follow up on these criminal charges with a civil suit?
I think the biggest concern is going to be the monitoring of the health condition of all the individuals who may have been exposed to this water. We know that the lead levels were particularly high, and that can cause great harm to children and adults. And I think these kids are going to need to be followed as they grow up. Some of them are going to need to go through a process to get the lead out of their system, and they can develop further health problems that will need to be treated down the road.
So, money-wise? I mean, this could be a very, very large suit.
Right. I don't think we've seen anything like it recently. I know there have been some other environmental cases that have been brought by class action lawyers where they've alleged that a harm has been caused to a large number of people. You're talking hundreds of millions of dollars, if not more.
Wow. All right, Paige, thank you so much. We're going to be right back, everyone. We've got some of